And good morning, everyone. Welcome to Radio Free QuickBooks Scaling New Heights Edition 2013. This is our first interview. We're down here in Orlando, Florida at Walt Disney World, having a blast on the monorail and all the rides and buses and things like that.
The buses.
Yeah.
We do not like the buses.
My name is Woody Adams. I'm a product specialist with Intuit and from Texas, but we are in Orlando. Stacy and Dawn are here, and of course we have Jill Ward, who graces us every year after Scaling New Heights with some time to answer some questions, and love having her. So we'll get to Jill in a second, but Stacy, how's it going?
Fabulous. Always fabulous and pink. I just want to say that it's fabulously pink. So, Dawn, how are you?
It's a pink day.
I'm not fabulously pink. I got a new movie coming out Friday.
Yeah, what is up with the
Out
movie?
Friday.
Friday.
Melissa McCarthy. Absolutely.
That's her
The
alter
Heat.
ego?
Oh, that's
Here's
right.
the
I don't know
girl.
if you knew this.
So I'm awesome. I can't wait till Friday. It's
Right.
going to be a party.
Wait, and
It should be a
what
party.
movie is that from? What are you talking about?
It's Melissa McCarthy, of course, who's
Right.
my
Leader of-
sister. She's my sister.
Right.
Right.
I'm her little sister, and she's really like me. I'm not like her. So she's been studying me on RFQ TV and starting to learn my mannerisms and stuff. And she's taking it to the TV. She's taking it to the camera.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love
That's
it.
fun.
It's great.
And we're here today. We're gonna talk about the cloud, because for the last few years we've been going there, and so I think this year was kind of
We have been
a
going there.
culmination
We've been
where it
trained.
really feels real for everybody. I think people are getting it. But please, let's bring up Jill. You're longtime vice president, senior vice president, excuse me, general manager of accounting professionals division. So thanks for coming on the show. And how are you doing today?
Great. I'm very happy to be here at Disney. I'm pretty sure that Stacy's Tinkerbell.
Yeah.
Best I can tell.
Oh, okay.
With the pink.
her.
With the pink. So a very Disney experience,
Yeah,
but
that's right.
thrilled to be here and see a lot of our team here today with the audience. A lot of the Intuit team is here as well, learning a lot from all the pro advisors.
Yeah. How many strong are we?
We are at least 50 strong across Intuit today, with the audience, which I think is around 1,100.
Joe, yeah.
It's a big,
It's
big
grown.
crowd.
Joe's
Right.
big
Largest,
size.
yeah,
Big,
largest
really
group of QuickBooks nerds gathered in one place ever.
Now see, that's an irresistible draw.
It really
Right,
is,
right,
right?
It is, which is why
Exactly.
there are 50 of us here running around, really trying to learn
Being
and
awesome.
figure out what we need to do to make life better for the pro advisors as they take their cloud journey at whatever pace they
And
want.
we have upgraded the shirt to a darker color blue, which I'm a huge fan of.
You like
I
that?
love
I like
that color.
Yeah,
I gotta be
me too.
honest.
That's the real color,
Yeah.
Right.
right?
It's
Yeah.
nice.
It's
No,
a little more hefty there for you, not that
Yeah,
big.
yeah, that's a good way to say it. I like wearing it.
I
I
have to
liked
get blue.
putting it on this morning. You know?
The baby blue wasn't working for him.
For some eyes, some people's eyes.
It was, yeah, that's what it was. But we wanted to recap your speech. Very calm and serene, of course, as always. Knowledgeable and confident up there, and it was fun how you pulled up Kevin Kern, QBO product manager, and Samir Kosel over the accounting products. Kind of a nice meld of information and knowledge, but definitely cloud-centric. So you started your speech with a lot of interesting info about what's driving the industry to adopt cloud technologies. Can you share some of that with our listeners?
Sure, and the audience here asked us, when we said to them, what do you want to talk about? They said, how do we become more comfortable in the cloud? What's going on? How do we adopt the cloud better, faster? And so one of the things we wanted to share was that it's a great opportunity for them because their customers, their clients are moving at lightning speed to the cloud in their own businesses, and they're searching for folks who can help them with their accounting in the cloud as well. And the key thing, we tattled on ourselves a little bit this year by sharing that the move to the cloud is happening a whole lot faster than we had said a year ago. And so we felt it was important to share that, and essentially that 70% of small businesses have either moved already or plan to move within the next year.
That's crazy.
And 70% of those who do or have moved already say that it profoundly improves their experience. And so worlds are going,
So-
and felt we need to share the accelerated pace of it.
Yeah, when I was listening to you talk about that, why the huge adoption so fast? I mean, are you surprised by the speed, or?
We were, I think we've been a little surprised at the speed. We knew it was coming and moving upward. Take tablets, for example, right? I
Right.
mean, the forecast now, is that, it's just exponential, and that 1 billion of them will be in use in a couple of years, even for things like the creation of tax returns by the professional. And it's kind of a wow. Imagine that, right?
Yeah,
Preparing,
right.
not just reviewing, but preparing
Right,
a
right.
tax return on a
Right.
tablet. So the reasons behind it, and what accounting professionals are saying very clearly to us is, look, you can do work faster faster workflow because you don't enter as much data. Data's
Right.
moving around to applications, that's one thing. It's a source of client growth. These clients, as they move to the cloud, are looking for accounting pros who can work in the cloud with them, so it's a source of great new business for them there.
Right.
And it's also more flexible from a lifestyle standpoint.
Right.
Yeah.
The pro can work from anywhere, and we saw Kathy on the
Yeah,
video
that's
there in
good.
the park with her baby.
Little baby.
Right, and so a lot of flexibility to work anytime, anywhere, whenever
Yeah.
the client needs you. And it reminds me of Stacy's stories of,
Right.
okay, the door's slamming on the plane, but I'm on my iPad helping with payroll.
Yeah.
Exactly, that's a
Well,
good story.
and lately this
Yeah.
summer, I'll be perfectly honest, I just put a picture up on my stacykildal.net website of me working in my office, which was a lawn chair. In my bathing suit, I was laying out in the sun and I was doing
Working
bank
away.
recs in my backyard. And that's where I've been working as long as the weather is nice and it's not raining.
How
We-
great is that?
I have literally just been sitting in my backyard working. Then when I get a little too hot, we made a little gazebo. We built a little gazebo, so I have a proper
Wow.
table and shade.
While you're outside.
Yeah, so that's
pretty
my
wonderful.
office, my outside office this summer.
That's probably even better than the picture we showed of the person on a camel,
Camel.
in
That
Dubai
was awesome.
on
I
a
love
mobile
that.
device working on QVO. Now, really, I think she should take vacation
Yeah.
and not be on
Yeah.
I
QVO
love-
every once in a
That's
while.
cool.
Oh, but that was
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah, I love that.
No, I love
And the
that.
fact that she sent that into us, pretty
Don, you
amazing.
wanna weigh in on?
Yeah, well, actually, it's interesting, now being mobile and just about, just walking around with this, or my iPad, and I do tax returns on the iPad, no problem, and using ITO and everything, which has been great.
Intuit tax
I just
online.
gotta tell you that filing extensions was never easier than doing an ITO. I'm gonna just
That's
tell you that.
great to know.
Faster.
Wait till you see the new version.
I can't wait.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
really
So
jazzed
I
about it.
just want to
and
mention
fast.
ITO is Intuit Tax Online.
No, I'm
Okay.
sorry,
We
yes.
That's all
speak
right.
in
Right, so you need
Intuit
to-
acronyms
Yeah.
all the time now, so I always try
So
to make sure
catch
we,
me.
yeah.
Yes,
I
that's-
do it all the time, like in real life. My husband's like, I don't know what you're saying. I'm like, oh,
Because an
sorry.
ITO is the tax application
Right.
online for professionals.
Yes.
Right, so
Yeah.
this summer, I'll be going to, taking my daughters each to a camp. One will be going to Broadway, one will be going to a zoo. So we'll, they're two very different children, if you've ever heard of that, but, I said, yeah, you know what, you're gonna go to Broadway, we need to stay in the city. I'll
Right.
just be bringing my stuff, and
Things
she's
with-
gonna be there all day, so I'll be in the hotel room working all day, not missing a beat, people don't need to know where I am. They
Right.
No.
don't necessarily care. I do Facebook less when I'm in the city working on their stuff, because people get all worked up where, we gotta be sitting in your chair. And they're learning that that's
Right.
okay, it doesn't matter where I
Where
am,
you
I'm
are.
still answering you.
Yes.
Oh,
Right.
you are still
Yeah.
answering me.
Yes.
You don't have to be in your office and have office hours to answer me. So I think that was a great point by Bryce.
Well, yeah, and that
Yes,
generation's
and I
gonna be
bet some
everywhere.
clients
Yeah.
prefer
Right.
just that access, wherever you
Yeah.
are, they can get you, right?
Exactly.
Whatever that is,
Yeah.
although it's probably means you work nonstop, and I know you all do.
Yeah, I'm learning guidelines and I actually,
Yeah.
You gotta
the
shut
kids
off a
putting the
little
phone in
Yeah.
the office and leaving it there.
Yes.
That's probably the bigger challenge now than
Yes.
converting to the cloud a year ago.
Yes.
Is realizing that, now it is anytime, anywhere, but put the darn things away.
Yes.
Put them away a little bit, a little bit, just a little bit.
Agree. Agree.
I only do it when I'm sleeping, because now I'm doing all the webinars for my Australian
That's right.
peeps,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
And so
Yes.
they start at like 11 or 12 o'clock at night, so, yeah.
Yikes.
So I work all the time.
24/7.
Yeah, all the time. I never sleep, ever. Just steady diet of caffeine.
Yes, thank you, Cloud.
Some guidelines though, very good.
Yeah.
Yes,
We should-
parameters,
we should-
right?
Yeah, we
Boundaries.
should highlight that on the next show. So,
Yes.
but Jill, in your estimation though, should everything be in the cloud? What's the best approach when thinking about
So-
cloud computing?
Yeah, so when we think about the accounting professional, there really are efficiency and productivity benefits and growth of practice benefits and flexibility benefits. So we really do, the power users, we see that they're just gonna sweep the business, and we do see that very much. But that said, no, I don't think it has to be in every situation. We powerfully feel that the accounting pro has to make the decision client by client. And what's right for one client is not right for the next.
Right.
And so it's a combination of what's right for the pro and right for that particular client. And if that includes desktop or desktop plus cloud, or all cloud, that's great. So
Right.
the choice is the professional's choice.
Right.
And we've learned a long time ago not to force the pros to do anything, because they're focused on what is best on a client-by-client basis.
Yeah.
And we will support the spectrum of choice, desktop, online, both, whatever's right.
And you're bookmarked by, I think, two different ends of the spectrum. Where Stacy really leads first with QVO, and she's been doing that since 2003, and Dawn is really a desktop aficionado, right? And that's her platform, but she's hosting it, so it's still cloud, right?
Yes.
That's what, you know, there's two stories, like you said this morning, there's two stories to this cloud.
Right.
You know, we love it if it's QuickBooks Online, that's what, you know, we'd love it to lean, but we have hosting QuickBooks as well.
Right.
And which lends
We
to the
would
next
love it to
question that we'll get, right, I know.
We
Yeah,
would,
I can't get off the desktop fast enough, but that's fine, that's, so we gotta provide and loving QuickBooks and, you know, what's new in 2014, so, but that brings up a good segue. The desktop, I've gone to the California show, LA, and some people come up in New Jersey and New York, of course,
Yes.
especially. When are you guys getting rid of the desktop QuickBooks? 15, 14, things like that. And I just tell them from when you tell us in our internal meetings, right, that it's not happening. We're going to support the desktop, but I'm sure our listeners love to get your take on that.
That's right.
You know?
Oh, and I want to say one thing too.
Yes.
We put a call out and asked some of our listeners if they wanted to ask you questions.
Yes.
And I specifically emailed a few people, and I think I sent out 8 emails, and 7 of them came back, and that was the question.
Wow.
So
Wow.
that's
Wow,
what
that's
people are
interesting.
very
Yeah.
interested in
Huh.
hearing is what's
Wow.
going to happen with the desktop.
Wow, okay, look, I really appreciate the opportunity to answer that question, and I'll keep answering it as many times as
Right.
people wanna ask
Yeah.
it.
Or you could just
Um,
record it and then just play
Yeah,
it.
right. Maybe look right into the
Right.
camera.
Say,
Okay.
this is what
Yes.
is happening.
Zoom in.
So, yes, so, and I mean it when I say it around choice, right?
Yeah.
And so we've gotta make that choice available and persist, because we understand the pro needs that and
Right.
the customers need that. So we will continue supporting desktop, we will continue developing in desktop.
Right.
I also realize I can say it 100 times, but what's going to prove it is when pros and their clients see what we do
Yeah.
in desktop. And so stay tuned, because I think
Yeah.
you will see additional productivity,
Oh, yeah.
enhancing functionality. The desktop matters. It's a
Right.
very big tool for, yeah, you've seen it.
I've seen
24
it.
I was the first one outside of Intuit to see 2014. I just want to put that out there.
Cool, that's
I know.
cool, so you
I was
know
like,
what I
"Yes."
mean.
I'm so excited.
You know what I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
right? And
It's
so,
gonna be cool.
yes, and I really do passionately believe in choice, because we
Yeah.
understand the accounting pro is serving a multiple different types of small businesses.
Right.
So
Yeah.
desktop is not going anywhere.
Yeah, I'm hoping, you know,
Right on.
in September of 2019, I'll be doing what's new with 2020 webinars, right? So
Yeah.
I get you.
Right.
2020,
I
that'd
want to
be
do
cool.
2112.
Yes.
That's a cool year.
But I
So-
will be around.
I will bound that answer as well with the following thought
Right.
at the same time. In service to accounting pros practices, even if you're 100% dedicated to desktop, I get it, but investigate what's
Yeah.
coming.
Yeah.
Be open
Take a
to it.
look, be open, because those who do power use the combination are going to have some advantages, and the question is, can you compete with that?
Right.
Although, again, choice.
Right.
But, and it could, you never want to push away a tax engagement, is what I always say too.
Right.
When I'm in the booth and you're talking about someone who's maybe just adamant about staying on desktop, like, well, at least if you happen to get a QBO client and they're just really young and just are never going to install QuickBooks, they're just not going to install it and they
Right.
don't want it hosted either, they don't want to pay that fee. Take them on. Know that you can support them with QBOA, and which we talk about a lot on the show. And then it's tax.
Right, right, because it's a
So-
lead into the tax
Exactly.
engagement.
And that's
I
what they're
agree.
making, I think they make some good money, is tax, right?
Absolutely,
So-
yeah, well, they want,
Well,
they
yeah.
want, a lot of clients, they want somebody who can do it all.
Right, yeah.
And they don't
One-stop
just
shop.
want a bookkeeper person, or they just don't want a tax person, they want the combination.
Right.
And so if you're able to service the QBO, and that's, about 10 right now, FYI, a year later.
That is so
We'll talk a
great.
little bit about that
Oh, I
tomorrow.
want to talk about that,
It's
yes.
pretty hot
That's
stuff.
I'm really
Pretty
interested in
hot
your
stuff.
experience.
I-
That's amazing.
I-
Jen,
it's-
you beat Joe Woodard hands down.
I
He got
killed
one.
him.
Yeah, that's
I
gonna be
killed
fun.
him.
We're gonna talk about that.
It's not, it wasn't even a competition,
That's
there was
gonna
no
be a good
nail
story.
biting.
That's
Yeah.
great,
Loving
that's
that.
really
But it is,
great.
it's definitely a combination thing, and I think that, as you said, the more that you can embrace all of those areas, and you know, like even they were saying this morning on the stage, it's you wanna find a niche and you wanna find a concentration that you're really good at.
Yes.
But QuickBooks is always going to be QuickBooks, and accounting will always be accounting. That's one of my biggest things I
Right,
always
right.
say. That stuff isn't changing. I don't see the ASCPA or, you know, GASB changing or
Right.
FASB changing anytime soon. So those core principles are always gonna stay the same. So there's nothing wrong with understanding the full suite of accounting services.
Yes,
Right.
yes, and then use them as you see
Absolutely.
fit.
Absolutely.
No,
Cool.
very good, and so.
10?
10,
10.
yeah,
I'm very impressed.
it's,
I know.
it's something.
I'm so proud
That
of my
is.
It's
honey bunny.
something.
No, I'm interested in
Yeah.
what the experience has
Oh,
been
yeah.
like.
Wait,
I'm so
10
proud of my
10
honey
what?
bunny for doing that. She's
It's
a honey bunny.
amazing.
Yeah.
She
Ten
only
what?
committed to one.
I know.
10 clients on
I
QBO.
just
You
want to
do?
hug her.
And I use QBOA, and I, you know.
4.
No, we've got about 10 now,
She's going
yeah.
crazy now.
And when we
Well,
were here
nuts.
last year at
Pretty
this
interesting.
Right,
conference,
she
she
had
was
not even one?
planning to
Almost
do
one.
her first, she had almost
Right.
one,
Yeah.
Almost.
almost.
Yeah, but now, yeah, it's about 10
Right.
now.
I think you should hold it over Joe's head.
I know. Oh, I have. I busted on another call last week.
Good.
I was like, dude, did you get your QBO? Because, you're, hello? Countdown, buddy.
Right. I remember that client, frightening but not unusual. Yes, I remember that, that was good. So, and even further along the road towards technologies, mobile. So what is Intuit doing to provide online and mobile technologies to accountants? So I'm just not thinking, well, I guess tablet could be one, but phone I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Or whatever you want to add in.
So I think, across what all of our customers do, we've gone from 0 to 54 mobile apps in the last few years. We've got 7 million users. That's another place of, wow, okay, I guess we need to respond on this one.
Right.
So we are finding that and when you think about the types of apps that you use and that we provide, that sort of activity on mobile apps is amazing, right? It's not a game or something to play with as a consumer app. These are financial applications. So we're at 54 apps now. We'll continue that for the pro with it for QBO and also for tax, continuing to develop so that you can use the offering across multiple devices. So
Right.
that's where we're
Yeah.
headed. And then having all of the online capabilities that a pro might want, from accounting to payroll to tax to practice management to everything,
Oh, that, yeah.
to everything that
Practice management.
that the
Love
accountant
that.
might want.
I love that payroll app. I'm just telling you.
I know you do.
I am gonna do payroll today. At some
Great.
point, I have to do
You do
payroll.
payroll
yeah,
today
I
from
have
here.
to, yeah.
Well, you
Yeah.
get all your payments. I was watching all your sure you
Yeah.
get paid. You see it on your phone.
I like
It's all there.
I like
Getting paid is good.
Yeah.
Yes.
Stacy does payroll, I don't do payroll anymore, I have a couple people that do the payroll for me, I can't do it, I can't do
It
it.
takes 4 seconds.
Nope, can't do it.
Why? Why?
So there's a lot of responsibility, unless you're doing it for me,
Yes.
I just
You
can't.
did it for years.
The court
That's it.
locked down
Live
4 months
payroll?
a year, regardless if it's easy breezy, it's still our responsibility of reconciling, you have to still make sure stuff's right, and if
Yes.
you're not setting things up right, it's a disaster. I can't do it anymore. I can't, it's a lot of pressure for me, so I love the complete payroll solution.
Yeah,
Or the
right.
assisted payroll solution.
Right.
But Stacy loves it, and that's great.
And see,
Love it.
that's another
Love it.
place where accounting professionals
We're the
differ.
same but
and-
different.
But you
right,
give us
and
what
we've
we
got-
want.
And we've gotta have the right solutions for each of you, so you've got choice.
It's like having the family over for Thanksgiving. If you think about it, you have to have a little something for everybody. You got vegetarian over here, you gotta make sure this one doesn't like carrots in their salad and this one over here. So that's what
That's
Intuit
right.
has to do for accounting professionals. You
Right.
have to give us everything.
That sweet potato and marshmallow thing.
What is that? Take the marshmallows off of that thing. Fluff. It's uncomfortable. No, not under sweet potatoes.
Yes.
But anyway, so that's
I
what
like
Intuit
that.
does, I
Yes.
believe.
Save the
They bring in
Yeah.
the family for Thanksgiving and give us every kind of food choice we
Right.
want. And so there's a solution for everybody in whatever way you're running
You
this
guys
out there.
decide.
It's like the Windows Vista operating systems, right?
What?
No one really uses sweet potato with marshmallows. except-
But everybody
I
has
love
it,
that.
sits there.
No,
She actually
eats
eats
it.
them, I'm
I
frightened.
like it.
I'm very
It's-
frightened.
Hey, marshmallows at 7 in Denver.
So,
Do
one,
that if you want to.
I
One
love
of
a
the-
good marshmallow, I'm sorry.
well, and we're going to address this tomorrow on how you've grown. It's going to be one of the cooler stories, I think, before we bring on Steve Blundell. And because of the online stuff and what you've been doing, your efficiency, you've been able to add a lot more people, grow. So you're not really
40%.
in the weeds as much
Crazy.
into QuickBooks, right?
Right.
Because you're having a running the firm. So it's different, right? So
I did a payroll a year ago here at Scaling.
That's right.
I will never do that again.
post it, yeah.
That will not ever happen again.
I'm sorry,
watch.
it's hard, yikes.
It was brutal,
Hard to do
yeah.
it
So,
once.
but it's great. It's crazy. Yeah, we'll talk about it.
So, yeah, that's
Was it-
I'm loving that story. Go ahead, please.
I'm just wondering if it was, with your 10, I'm still on your 10.
I know, you can
Video
stay on the
clients.
10.
Yeah,
So
no.
I'm wondering, what was good about it and what was not so good?
Well, so let's go with the good first,
good.
because
Yeah.
good's always good, because there wasn't really a lot of bad. It's definitely a learning curve, as Bryce was saying earlier today, and I can't stop saying that because he did such a great job today. But more than anything, it was kind of getting used to the interfaces different. Things were in menus that don't make sense to, in my opinion,
Yes.
common sense wise. Why would you have journal entries under banking tab? So
What's it doing
it
over
seems
there?
kind of silly to me.
Everybody says that.
Right, so
Everybody says that.
and so that's a mentality that we had to shift, that I had to shift for. But what was really good about it is that people did find that it was easier to get in, get out. There wasn't this need for loading, so I have to, those kind of areas that made us more efficient, has made those areas more efficient. I know back in the day when QBO first came out, it was slow as molasses. It's not like that anymore. It's now, it's like getting, I'm gonna say on Gmail, but, getting on Google. You just, log in and you're on, and things, screens are moving. And I know, and I have seen what's coming, and there's some really great changes that are happening. I know that for one challenge, and I have talked to Kevin about it, is the reporting, the ability to customize and really, really customize reporting.
Yes, we hear that loud and
That's
clear.
probably the biggest challenge. I have
Uh-huh.
people that are service industry in a way, some people that do some basic selling, that if we could get some of the reporting moved in a different direction, I'd move them tomorrow.
Okay, good to know.
And that's a really good thing, like I'm excited about what's coming, and I know I'm gonna push Kevin as hard as I can on the reporting.
I'll help
That's,
you.
you help me, we'll push together.
I'll help you
And
with
we
that.
can blow him right over that, he's so sweet. So, but yeah, I mean, but it's been great. I mean, my clients are happy, the payroll is much easier in the QBO application, and that's been enjoyable. And certainly the third-party integrations and things are much more seamless in the online, because it's meant to be. As
Wow.
opposed to the desktop's a little bit more clunky, but yet still necessary for
Very
various
interesting.
reasons.
So very interesting to learn what was good and what was challenging and what remains to be done.
It's still good, it's still all good. We are recommending it. We're still,
Yeah,
hey,
good.
this works for you. We don't need these major customized filter reports.
Right.
This is perfect
Right.
for you. Or
Yes.
For now, this is where you are, or for you, if you're gonna be the desktop because of that, we're gonna move you as soon as Intuit's ready, we're moving you.
Right.
And did any of
You're
your
ready.
clients ask, or is it new ones coming in that ask?
They come in, they go, what should we do? What
Okay.
do you, what's
They
the best
ask,
solution?
Tell us what to do, okay.
Okay, you're doing inventory, or you're doing this, or yeah, we're
Oh,
gonna
you're
need to do
doing
some
inventory,
serious.
QBO Plus, but that's what's inventory.
Well,
wanted
that's
to-
for
I'm
some
just
people,
thinking,
it doesn't work for everybody.
But what's
Not
out of the
working
box?
for
Yeah,
everybody,
what's
and
out
that's
of the
what
box?
I have to,
Right.
yes. She has to do
Well,
it.
you're
It's
hosting
all
all
right.
your clients anyway, right? That's what
I'm
you're doing.
hosting, yeah, if I'm not
so-
on QBO, I'm hosting,
so
there's
either way,
nobody
you're-
on like, if people are on a desktop,
Yeah.
I'm maybe gonna have my people train you for a couple weeks, and then we're gone.
Right,
Yeah, cause
exactly.
I don't want that
You're
hassle.
collaborating, you're
Yeah.
collaborating
I see.
online,
I see.
you're
Yeah.
abolishing file transfer, which I think we should have penalties for now, file transfer backups, portables. Some kind of stiff punishment or penalty.
We
for-
could do better, yes.
Should be like a point
If you use
system.
that,
you use
Jason will
that.
kill me, because the accountant's copy and I'm still useful, but you know what I
Yeah,
mean.
it is.
We
Yes.
wanna get away from the version thing, I gotta
Yes.
be on 08, I gotta be running.
So there's a
we're-
lot of
You
change,
guys are
a
long gone.
lot of change,
Yeah.
a lot of change.
Wow,
Go
we
ahead.
just, work
And-
bills, I
and,
don't have to say a word today.
And Jill, what's really cool in Dawn's situation, like she just said, because I had no idea that you're using QBOA, like live with 10 clients, and she's also a new Intuit Tax Online user this year. So,
Wow,
the
wonderful.
virtual office, so I want to segue to the virtual office
Yes.
discussion. You had mentioned that this morning. So, what is that exactly, and how will it change things for Dawn?
Okay, so the thought process, we talked about choice, desktop plus online, or all online in everything you do. So the virtual office concept is that last one. It's can we bring together the workflows you have and provide solutions that work together to do all that work that you do, and make it easy for both you and your customers at the same time. So, and it builds on the applications we have. So we have QuickBooks Online for accountants, we have Tax Online, we're bringing, practice management just launched. We'll be bringing it together both from a data aspect, so the data takes itself from QuickBooks Online for accountants over into the tax app automatically, and we'll bring it together with something called Homebase, and think of it as a front door to your online apps, a place you walk in and you can see all the apps you use, or don't, you don't have to use them all the apps that you use. You see activity feeds by client, you can see your tasks, whatever you need to do for a client across all of those applications that you use. So it's one place to go to access, use, monitor what's happening with all of your clients and all of your workflows. One of the beautiful parts about virtual office is, think about it this way, one client list too. So you're not creating a client list right from home. You're not creating a client list
That's
in
cool.
QBO and then another one in ITO and a third one in
Yeah.
practice management. One client list feeds all the online
Home
apps.
base.
So here, we'll just throw this out there since we're recording.
Yes.
It'll be good, right, for review later.
Yes.
Am
Am I gonna get a piece of input here?
This is gonna be some,
Okay.
this is gonna be
This is-
phenomenal.
this is-
You
okay.
probably have already thought of this, but I had.
I don't know.
It was like, almost
I
like
was
the
blinded
fireworks
by
of
the
Disney,
light bulb
honestly,
when I
that
went
off.
over your head.
When
I'm
I
just
saw
saying.
that home base and thought about the integration between QBO and ITO and having that ability to be
Yes.
just kind of connected
Let's
in a
start
way,
from
right?
there.
All I thought of was, if I put that person in QBO and I have them in there as a customer, and I can push a button and it's already an ITO, and I can push extension.
Yep.
And I don't have to go in, fill in the birthdays,
Right,
I do it
right.
once,
And it
and
adds
when I'm ready
another
to do an
engagement or
extension,
something,
I can do it right from wherever I am. But
Yes.
all I thought of was extensions, and I don't know why, I was probably freaking out, you know? But I thought of just that
Interesting.
simple process, if you think about it, people spend, if you think 50 clients will take you a full day to put all those clients on extension, if they're new clients, or if you're converting from Pro Series or Lacert, you haven't sent them your file and they haven't converted it for
Right.
you. So think about, you know, because that's something you really have to plan for, which I appreciated Josh's comment about that.
Yes.
But being able to just go in and say, okay, when you first get that client, you put that information in, and then when the new tax year comes in, you can file them on extension.
Yes.
Right? You can just push that button in the amount of time, or you can, when you enter them, you can say, they're on extension, put them on extension on April 1st.
Nice.
And it does it automatically.
Yes.
And
I
you're not
see where
thinking
you-
about it, you feeling it?
I am,
You know
I
what
hear
I'm
you, yep.
You're picking it up, I can tell.
I love it, I love
Because
it.
that was what I was thinking, is that piece of automation.
Cool, very cool, I
That's
like
rocking.
that. Help me, we'll track everybody down this afternoon, make sure it's
We'll
on the
take
list.
it down, you
Yes.
got it.
Okay.
We'll take them
We'll
down.
take them down.
We'll take Kevin down, who else do we have to get? Jorge,
All
all
Jorge
right.
and Samir.
Samir, I think,
Samir.
yeah, I think they'll talk about home base a lot, and I think
Yeah.
Tom,
That's awesome.
Tom Halferman's here too.
Oh, Tom,
Yeah,
I
he
haven't
is.
seen
I
him
think
in a
he's
while.
the actual
somewhere.
product manager.
Well, we had met him when we were in Plano about
Yes.
the book to tax.
I can't
We had a book
remember.
to tax,
Yes.
tax conversation, I sent him a couple samples.
Good, good,
Yeah.
yes, I'll
Little
be very
late,
interested,
but
is,
it's
good, I wanna see what everybody
So-
thinks about books to tax.
So how did that idea come out though, the virtual office? I mean, has it been on our radar for a long time, or is it the last year, or?
So it's been on the radar for a while, and it really comes from watching cloud innovators,
Yeah.
professionals, who are interested, and they asked. And we brought a number of customers in, and we actually sat them down in front of the CEO to listen to the kinds of things they're interested in. And actually, behind the scenes, as we've created the applications that serve accounting, QBOA, and tax, ITO for the professional, that was the idea. We started with the foundational stores, if you will, in the mall, right? You know, there's a what's it called? The anchor stores.
Right.
Right.
The anchor stores, accounting and tax, but the idea has been from the beginning, we will ultimately join them together and give something like home base that lets you access
Nice.
everything at once. So the idea's been there, and it really came from watching customers and having them begin to ask.
Yeah, and I like it because it's an old Pro Series term, home base too.
Yes,
Nice.
I like that
Yeah,
too.
that's right.
I like that
So it's
too.
kind of
Yep.
nice, yeah, very cool. All right, so Jill,
Home
we
base
thank
is
you for.
important, dashboard, right?
Yeah, exactly. It's a great term for it.
It's time.
I think we'll be interviewing Samir later, maybe.
Oh, no,
have him
Luis?
see- Luis, that's fine.
We're
That's
interviewing
okay.
a few people.
That's fine, sorry.
We don't really know what we're
Nope,
doing.
we always start
Lots
with
of
Jill
people.
though.
No, of course.
There's
We
nothing
always
better.
start with
Well, yeah.
Jill.
I
Always.
appreciate that. I
Yeah.
appreciate
Right.
you guys having me. I enjoy talking
Yeah.
with you and talking with the audience. It's fun.
No, it is fun, and keep us calm and on track tomorrow morning. If we're a little out of line, just yell something out or something. So
Yeah.
I'm really
Yeah.
looking
It's gonna
forward
be
to that
quite, uh,
live
Okay.
A little bit of
broadcast.
chaos there and stuff, so we have some fun things going tomorrow. But if you could leave and thanks for coming on after your speech, I know you're a real busy day.
Yeah.
But if you could leave our listeners with just a couple final thoughts, what would that be?
Sure. I know accounting professionals want to grow their practices, their businesses, and they want to save time in the work they do.
Yeah.
I think the cloud just gives us so much more opportunity to deliver against both of those goals. So take advantage of it. No one has to go all the way there on day one, but take advantage of the opportunities, because there are big opportunities for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we really appreciate it. I hope you guys enjoyed that segment. For myself, Woody Adams, Don Brolin and Stacy Kildal, I'm really happy to have Jill Ward on
Thank you.
talking about and recapping your speech when we're going for the cloud and Intuit. So thank you very much, and
My
have
pleasure.
a great day from Skeleton Heights.
Thank you, Jill. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Peace out.